How's it going, everybody? It's Sandwich Pants here today. What are we doing? Research stuff. Is it going to be fun? Maybe. Is it going to be necessary? Yes. Alright. I've got tankies molding, I've got conservatives molding. Anyone who goes onto my Twitter would know why. I did call one of them a conservative a pussy because he wouldn't come to discuss any issues with me. Then he got super triggered and started screeching about how I was being a sexist, which I was using it in the original definition that I learned. Oh, hey, what do you know? I can go over this. Cats, huh? Pusillanimous? Yeah, I don't know. So, this was interesting. I'd like to hear Noam Chomsky's take on this. Anyways, this is what I use. So I called him a coward, and he got super mad. Anyways. Oops. So, we got some stuff to look over, which is subsidies, school financing, homelessness, and ways that we could end these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a notepad. Let's bring this in. I can minimize that for now. I'll bring this over to here. Alright, so alright, so let's see. Okay, well, these numbers provide good data to track trends over long periods of time. The community has a tool that tracks service use and numbers on a daily basis. Annually, 10,171 served. Try to keep the notes a little short. Boom. God damn it. Gotta deal with some stuff. Wow, these are some... That is not... the right one. Okay. are the highlights, the statistics, the results. Okay, so those were the statistics. Let's finish the results here. Okay. I've never been good at pecking. Okay, so we can go with that and that. Oh. All right. This is pretty good right here. This is good info to have. This is the Homeless Alliance. This is the snapshot. This is their whole thing. And they have some of the names of people who died from homelessness. Yeah, see, here we go. This is beautiful. I love that we've decided to help combat homelessness. Because it's cheaper. It literally is cheaper. So, for Oklahoma, it takes about $47,000 is the living wage, roughly. And a 2-bedroom apartment is $879 a month. Wrong one. Go away. Calculator. 879 times 12. So that's about a quarter of your income. Which is still higher than what every economist recommends your housing be. Not much higher, but it's around there. So, living wage is about $47,000 a year. It costs $29 million a year. I don't know why I closed that. So let's say 47,000 a year times this is how much it would be to completely support all of the homeless people per year with like living wage shit. Yes, that's a lot more than 29 million a year. A lot more. But all we have to do is take that 879 for a 2-bedroom apartment. Boom, problem's taken care of. They have a whole year to get into the workforce. That's a 2-bedroom apartment. Cost of a 1-bedroom apartment is significantly lower. It's closer to the 600 mark. Actually, it's about 550 really. That's $67 million. Yes, that is technically more expensive on the first year. But what you have to consider is this allows them to clean up, have an address, and get started with getting jobs for people who can actually do that. This contributes to the economy, which has them paying taxes, which goes to reducing this cost. And this cost can be paid off by this kind of small-scale investment very quickly. So, not a huge issue. And apartments are really good at keeping city costs for maintenance low, because infrastructure is a lot easier to run to it. So that'd be nice. Spend this once a year, instead of, let's say, for the past 5 years we've paid this $29 million. Pay this for one time to get all of them into the housing that's needed. Right. It's $145 million. One-time investment versus a yearly investment. The one-time investment to end a actual huge issue. And I don't even know if I gotta see what this actually has. Oh, that was 2000. Okay, hold on. Budget and finance. Okay. Is this even still up? Or is it on the Wayback Machine? It doesn't even exist anymore. Either that or my computer is way too loaded down, trying to stream and do everything. Here, let's see what's going on. Nope. So, I don't actually see... I don't see anything in here for... Water Utilities Trust. Okay. Because this link doesn't work. Or this link doesn't work here. Alright, so this cost study tries to determine the total cost of homelessness of the broader community from 2020 to Studies Bank and Associates were able to get financial data from almost all the providers we usually think of when we talk about homelessness: the 9 emergency homeless shelters, the transitional housing providers, the substance abuse and mental health treatment organization, okay, etc. You should list all of them, because does it actually have like hospital bills they have to get paid out of tax dollars because homeless people can't pay that bill? Moreover, the consultants also got data from entities that we maybe don't often associate with homelessness. Okay, EMSA, the fire department, police, and local. Yeah, okay, good. Those traditional programs accounted for about $18 million of the total. Okay, so $18 million can be eliminated, or at least severely cut into, by housing. $18 million can be cut into on that. Like, that'll help pay back that very quickly, because they won't be having to go to the hospital all the time, because they have homes. $10,000 for a year, a bed for a year. Yeah, I mean, yes, yes. Social workers are very valuable. Local hospitals contributed more than $5 million to the cost of homelessness, with nearly 3/4 of that coming from St. Anthony. This does not include any reimbursed costs, like from Medicaid, that the hospitals may have incurred. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So they dropped the data right there. So I closed the calculator for some reason. Let's say that again. There we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and check this out. A 118-page plan to help end homelessness released by the Oklahoma City Mayor's Task Force on Homelessness. Yeah. Looks to tackle problems service providers admit are complex. Dan Strawn, Executive Director of the Homeless Alliance, said one way the plan does this is looking at root causes. Yep. Until you address the issues that contribute to poverty, you're not going to be able to effectively address the issues that contribute to homelessness. Though the answer there is, socialism. Kind of. The plan, filled with multiple strategies and potential solutions, comes after a two-year evaluation of city resources and needs. The goal was to develop the strategy to make homelessness in the community brief, rare, and non-recurring, according to the document. I'd rather it not. Homelessness in the community brief. Okay. To develop the strategy to make homelessness in the community brief, rare, and non-recurring. I'd rather it not happen at all. The task force convened service providers, city officials, business leaders, and more to develop the plan. Interviews were conducted with those experiencing homelessness or at risk of becoming homeless to further identify system strengths and weaknesses. Now the city is asking residents to review the plan and offer suggestions. Public comments can be made online until July 7th. Okay. When was this released? June 28th? Alright, cool. Strawn said the diversity of those involved in the conversations was critical. Homelessness is just complicated, he said. Because it's a community issue, it requires a community solution. Yeah. Homelessness is more than what you see. Oklahoma City takes part in an annual point-in-time count of the homeless. The last count registered 1,573 people in 2020. However, the count offers only a snapshot of the visibly street homeless and those in shelters or supportive housing at one specific moment. That leaves out the couch homeless, those experiencing homelessness but staying with a friend, family member, or acquaintance temporarily. Numbers from Oklahoma City Public Schools show there is likely a major discrepancy in homeless numbers. The school district reported 2,474 homeless students in the 2019 to 2020 school year. Most of those were couch homeless. Being so vulnerable, you could end up having to try and find a friend or family member that you could stay with while you're trying to navigate getting back on your feet. Is that more hidden? Oh, hold on, what? Is that more hidden element? Okay, yeah. My brain didn't want to process that for a second, said Jo Beth Hammond, City Hamon. JoJo's. Jo Beth Hammond. City Councilwoman for Oklahoma City Ward 6. I watch way too much anime. I'd like to see what she do. No thanks, go away. Based. I need to talk to this woman. So, Portland? Except, okay, 29. Okay, that's an interesting district. I really paid attention to how that one was shaped. Alright. The task force works to address that. Okay, what's actually in the plan and why? The 8 categories in the plan are preventing homelessness, affordable housing, good. Emergency and temporary shelter, okay. Outreach and case management, good. Transportation, good. Transitional age youth, good. Good. Funding sources, alright. And advocacy, cool. Implementation is set to take place over more than 6 years. In the first year, the city will begin to address the issues in each category, including those the task force found most pressing, like housing. Stakeholders rank affordable housing as the greatest need for people. Yep. Huh. I wonder, what do homeless people need? What's the greatest need for the people who are homeless? Maybe it's homes. Maybe it's a place to fucking live. Okay, so OKC homeless task force has how many categories were there? 8 categories? 8 category plan to address prevention, affordable housing, emergency and temp shelter, outreach and case management, transportation, which is a huge one, transitional age youth, funding funding sources, advocacy. Cool. Implementation set to take place over more than 6 years. First year, task force will begin addressing most pressing issues. Tiny homes? Yeah. The Department of Housing and Urban Development considers those who spend more than 30% of their income on rent to be cost burden. Yep. This means a person working full-time making minimum wage in Oklahoma City would need to find rent lower than $387 because minimum wage in Oklahoma is still $7.25. It's the lowest it could possibly be. Or $7.50, whatever the fuck it is. HUD also lists fair market rent values in Oklahoma City at $918 for a 2-bedroom apartment for 2021. The average rent for a 2-bedroom in urban Oklahoma City was $1,423 according to the 2015 Oklahoma Housing Needs Assessment. Oh my fucking god. Rents have continued to rise, and while Oklahoma does have some subsidized and affordable housing, availability is limited. Yep. The Housing Needs Assessment estimated that 6,637 additional units would be needed in Oklahoma County by 2020 for those earning less than 60% of area median income. When MAPS 4 was approved in 2019, it included $50 million in funding for affordable housing. The Homeless Alliance expects that money will provide about 1,000 new units, leaving a large gap. Yeah, that's about right. I can stand on a street corner all day and say, you need to build more housing, Strawn said. It's not until the chambers and the real estate developers and municipal government and all those groups come together and say, yes, we as a community need to build more truly affordable housing that it will actually get done. Yeah. How to prevent homelessness, lack of prevention services, and identifying the at-risk to refer them to resources, top needs for people susceptible to becoming homeless. Yeah, that kind of, that makes sense. All of this seems pretty good for a kind of capitalist state run solution. Oh yeah, it is $7.25. Yeah. Minimum wage in Oklahoma remains at $7.25 per hour, meaning these residents must work more than full time or utilize more than the prescribed 30% of income for rent. Planned solutions for this and other issues may be provider based, policy based, or both, according to Hammond. Yeah. Here's some plans. Raise the state minimum wage. And put caps on how much rent can be charged. Boom. You also need, you do have to subsidize housing. We need, it's a little complicated, okay? Let me break this down, okay? I've been on live the entire time. I hadn't even switched over. I completely forgot. Oh, hey, Camel. I didn't even... No, homes are a right. I don't think rent should be a thing. But while we live under a capitalist system, we have... We kind of have, rent that we have to pay, otherwise we don't have homes. It's just what it is, unless the government's like, hey, you're not allowed to charge rent. And if the fucking state was like, hey, rent's not a thing, whoever's staying in that house, it's your house now. You pay the property taxes on it. I'd be like, alright, well, I guess I own a house. But, as it sits, that hasn't happened. And if the government's going to do things like invest in subsidized housing and maybe do rent control so that rent prices can't go up above a certain amount, and maybe the state, instead of waiting for the federal government, would increase the minimum wage, although the state will never do it as long as Republicans remain in charge here. There's a focus on advocating on policy-related matters, which I think is, to me, one of the biggest needs as far as helping prevent homelessness. Policy work is set to include zoning ordinance and development policy changes, eviction diversion, and advocacy to revise Oklahoma's Landlord and Tenant Act. All right. That's good. All of that is good. As long as it's all good theoretically. It could end up bad. I want to see what they do with it, the revisions and shit. But the plans here that they've kind of laid out, it's a little vague, but it seems good. It seems fairly good. The establishment of a community land bank has also been proposed. Yeah, all right. This would allow for the city to acquire, manage, and dispose of neglected or underutilized properties. There's definitely some really neglected properties that I've seen driving around that I've always said could be turned into homeless, like housing for homeless people. So I'm not 100% against this. It just depends on how it would be done. Being able to have a mechanism to receive property and manage and develop property from a community health standpoint, I think is really exciting. Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, could be done. Funding was listed as the greatest challenge facing service providers. Yeah, because enough people in this state don't believe in the census, so they don't fucking take it. priority-driven, outcomes-based, coordinated funding, and the development of a housing trust fund are two planned solutions for this problem. The housing trust would find and create financial source for affordable housing. It could be used for new construction, reconstruction, or rehabilitation of acceptable housing. Funds could also help pay relocation or other costs for prospective renters or homeowners. The fund would be established by the municipal government, one of many programs to increase the city's role in providing solutions. Sponsored reevaluating municipal involvement and responsibility, especially in regarding to funding, as a major change in the way things have been done. Oklahoma City spends more than $30 million a year on homelessness. More than $30 million a year. Okay. Of that, only about $3.5 million comes from the municipal government, with most of the remainder coming from federal funding. Most of the funding for homeless services is coming from individuals and from private corporate foundations. That's kind of sad. One of the things about this plan is it sort of obligates the broader community to fund these services more appropriately. Okay. Collaboration was listed as the top strength of the city's current homeless service providers, while maximizing resources came in last. Fuck. The city is in the process of hiring a homelessness strategies coordinator who will oversee and coordinate the plan's implementation. If that person is skilled at facilitating collaboration, which is not always that easy, they'll be able to convene groups of both funders and providers to target particular issues. See, I'd prefer the state just address it and be like, hey, we're hiring you to do this, and not like have them come together and be like, I don't know if we want to do it this way or that way, or do it here, or can we do it cheaper? Blah, 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 blah. Not big on that. While Hallman is excited about the plan, she does have some concerns. The length of time for its full rollout is one of them, yeah. I'm definitely a little worried about that, but if we can't do it any faster, I'd rather it be 6 years or a little bit longer than not at all. It's always a little worrisome of, oh, are we going to expend all this time, energy, and investment into something that's going to sit on a shelf? Hallman said. We have hopes for things that are included in it, but that it might become deprioritized at a certain point. I agree, it shouldn't be deprioritized, and we have to keep pushing the issue. Additionally, she said she worries about areas of the plan that lack specificity. Okay. For instance, she would have liked to see more specific recommendations on how to raise money. Tax business, and by business, I mean some of the wealthier business owners. She added the plan was left open-ended to prevent tying the city's hands, but could cause issues when people begin discussions of how to fund projects. For strong concerns revolve around people understanding homelessness and digesting the large amount of information in the plan. It's one thing to write a 118-page plan, it's another thing entirely to execute the elements of that plan. Citizen involvement is an important part of the plan now and moving forward. Service providers, especially nonprofit and faith-based organizations, depend on volunteers and donations to do the work. Look across that broad spectrum of providers and find ones whose mission set your heart on fire, then get behind them, volunteer your time and your talent and your treasure. We all have our blind spots, and I'm hoping through the public comment that we'll finally catch a few more maybe ideas or thoughts that could help. Okay, well. Okay, what if I don't want to download it? I just want to read it. Homelessness affects every community in the United States. Housing costs continue to rise in most communities, and eviction rates are rising in many. Rental assistance programs have declined, while costs for family support. In 2013, the OKC COC shifted the city's homeless service approach to prioritize housed over 12,500 people. Oh, you all probably can't see this, huh? let's just make it bigger. Can I do 125? Yeah, there we go. You know what? If I'm going to be reading a lot, give me a minute. I'll just leave it as is. Wait, hold on, what? No, banking shouldn't be private sector, I agree. That's kind of why I like the, what is it? It's the Arabic banking system, or is it called Islamic banking system? I don't remember which one it's referred to as, but where they don't have, like, any interest rates and stuff like that. Shouldn't be private sector, I completely agree. I don't like private banks. Ugh. Fuck me. There we go. So I actually am a little bit of a fan of the fact that we're trying to deal with homelessness in Oklahoma City at the very least. Mayor Holt is trying to address it. And he has control over this kind of thing, and Governor Stitt couldn't stop him if he tried. So, stakeholders' perspective, don't care. Strategies. Yes, it requires a broad range of strategies to home residents. Okay. I mean, it doesn't really require it. It's pretty fucking easy. It takes a few steps. But you build housing, and you put people in it, and then you do a government jobs program. And get people into jobs. Done. And then decommodify all economics, democratize the workplace, end the for-profit housing system that we have in the city, and make it a anarchist area. The autonomous anarchist zone of Oklahoma. That'd be so cool. Alright. Eviction, diversion, and mediation program. Discharge affordable housing zoning ordinance. Okay. Land bank 501c3. Lien forgiveness program. Yeah. If you want to make affordable housing, you should probably follow the recommendations of the affordable housing study. Enhance access to use of HMI. Okay. It's all a little open-ended here, so let's see what happens here. Listen, initially, the COC's goal was to house 84 chronically homeless, unsheltered individuals each year. The collaborative effort exceeded expectations and housed more than 320 people in the first 2 years, with a 90% housing retention rate and an estimated cost reduction of more than $2 million annually. Branded Journey Home OKC, the COC's service initiative, continues to work to end veteran and chronic homelessness in OKC. Yeah, because veterans shouldn't be fucking homeless. Indeed, since 2013, the OKC COC has housed over 12,500 people and has increased their focus on youth and families experiencing homelessness in the community. Alright, nice. Alright, so we've got names. Alright. So I need to talk to the only people I probably could. I might be able to talk to Sue Ann Arnall. James Cooper. JoBeth Hammond. Aubrey McDermott. Nikki Nice. Wait, is it all women that are, except for James Cooper? Okay. Okay, cool. Dope. "45 community stakeholders. No barrier emergency shelter. Pit count. Okay, so I know all of this information already. It actually went down in 2017, down in 2018, down in up again in 2019. And then 2020 it spiked back up above where it was in 2016. So that's not good. Oh my fucking god. During the 2020 pit count, the utilization rate for permanent supportive housing beds was 96%, indicating a great need for permanent supportive housing in OKC. The utilization rate for transitional housing beds was 92%, also an indication that the city's supply of transitional housing is at capacity. The utilization rate for emergency shelter beds was 85%, with 150 beds available. Holy fuck. Okay, so there's current community resources, so I'm actually going to save this bookmark. Housing plan, OKC. Boom. We'll just do that. Okay. Okay, city planning department. Leads continuum of care. Is the lead agency for continuum of care. The city works with local nonprofit service providers and other government agencies to coordinate homeless. Okay. OKC Housing Authority works to provide affordable, decent, safe, and sanitary housing or housing assistance with low quality environments and opportunities to low income people of OKC. The Oklahoma Housing Authority The Oklahoma City Housing Authority owns 2,920 units of public housing and administers approximately 4,500 units of Section 8 housing in the OKC community available for low-income people and their families. Specifically in the OKC metropolitan area, OCHA owns and manages over 3,100 apartments and administers over 3,800 units of Section 8 assistance. To qualify, applicants must be 18 years or older or be emancipated by the court system. Typically, Oklahoma City Housing Authority recommends that applicants apply for both housing programs as the processing period for Section 8 is much longer. Indeed, Section 8 assistance takes approximately 9 months to process, where public housing processing time is approximately 2 to 6 weeks. Okay, Homeless Alliance, which we've been getting data from. Inasmuch Foundation, Noble Foundation, okay. The initial funding is private foundation grants from the Noble Foundation, the Merrick Foundation, and the Inasmuch Foundation. Several housing programs, yep. And we've been getting data from them. Westtown Homeless Camp Resources, the Curbside Chronicle, which the Homeless Alliance also administers the Curbside Chronicle as street paper. Yep, I actually buy these when I have a couple of dollars on me. Whiz Kids program, Samaritan, technology-based social services. Okay, City Cares, good. Hope Community Services, City Rescue Mission. I actually have dealt with all of these. I don't like the Salvation Army, fuck them. Mental Health Association Oklahoma, good. North Care, I don't know. Upward Transition, I don't know. Youth Services. Pivot, okay. Pivot and Sisu Youth Services. Overnight Shelter, Clothing Hot Meal. Okay, that's probably good. Yes. No. Greatest needs, affordable housing, and then from what I've been able to gather, transportation, case management, permanent supportive housing. If this is what permanent supportive housing might be a different thing, but all of these are pretty important. And I mean, but I think transportation. Okay, so they put it at 9, so it's third on the list. Actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's in 5th out of 6th place. I think it should be like up here. It could be a bicycle with a little motor on it, a little electric motor that you can charge. Can you agree that identifying low-income residents vulnerable to homelessness or eviction and referring them to appropriate resources before they become homeless is a great challenge to OKC? Then on 211 needed better promotion to increase its use. Many commented that the community lacks enough prevention resources such as access to short-term financial assistance for rent or utilities. Yep. Residents fear the stigma of seeking help and access. Yep, that also is a thing. This is a huge one. This is also a huge one. That probably is a huge issue, though. I don't know. I've never been homeless like that. Like, I've been couch homeless, but not like that. What is this? Camel, listen here, okay? You gotta make a distinction. I support our government taking care of the people they said they would take care of and sending them into a shitty situation. I do not support the shitty situation they were sent into. I do not support the war they were sent into. I support those who were damaged and came home to get the standard of care they were promised. If our government would stop sending people over there, we wouldn't need so much fucking money to go towards veteran assistance. Because we wouldn't be sending people over to get hurt and to also hurt others. Using hurt very, like, it's doing a lot of legwork there. Funding is a huge challenge. Yeah. Coordination, not really. Funding is the big one. Responses indicate veterans are served the best because, yeah, but rated services for veterans is only slightly above adequate. Services for single adults and seniors approached an adequate rating, whereas services for families, the chronically and unsheltered homeless, transition age youth, and LGBTQ plus community fell halfway between insufficient and adequate. Service for at-risk populations vulnerable to homelessness, such as people living with substandard housing or couch surfing, were found to be insufficient. Yeah, of course. Public education campaign, good. Promote maps for an OKC revitalization, probably good. Further promote curbside and promote volunteer opportunities, I think would be really good ways to actually do it. Holy fucking shit. It's just... Okay, this is a very interesting form of graph. Holy shit! Okay, okay. Cool. Cool. The federal government has started to target homelessness because it's honestly a huge problem. Okay. We've already seen that. Alright. We finally get, at page 29, what we've been looking for the entire time. So, we've gone over so much shit already in this. Campbell, do you think I'm just some reformist? Do you think I don't have other aspirations besides getting changes to be made here that could actually benefit some people in the short term? Like, I have broader goals. I've mentioned them before. I know that this entire fucking system is corrupt and needs to be, well, obliterated at some point. I'm an anarchist. Okay, so, wait, 5-day grace period. Judgments. 48 hours. Okay, so now we need to change that. Legal framework for okay, so many communities have started looking at enhancing eviction intervention programming through collaboration with local governments, of course, legal. Oh, you know what I can do? Let's just go with some shit here. Of course, because you're very dumb, Camel. Eviction court diversion program, which, depending on how that's done, would be probably good. A flexible multi-year grant allocated to a single existing organization through an application process. The recipient organization for this grant would determine the services to provide. Housing navigators, landlord-tenant mediation services, landlord-tenant liaisons. Okay. Short-term. Okay. Income-based subsidy, fixed subsidy. Okay. Just probably good there. Okay. Yes, income-based subsidy would be good. Probably. There's other ones that would be good. Okay, this one I'm not entirely sure is super, like, as necessary as some other things. But still not that bad. Landlord-tenant mediation. Okay, landlords just need to be abolished. That's... No. I said they don't charge interest rates. I'm more in favor of something like a state-owned bank or Islamic bank over a privately owned bank. That's what I was saying, Camel. Uh, yeah, that's how markets work. It's not really the same as interest, because if they just sell it to you at that set price for a profit of a set amount, that's called profit margins. Interest adds up continually. That's what makes interest rates fucking ridiculous. So no, Camel. Uh, Profits aren't the same as interest. Okay, okay. Okay, successful eviction court diversion programs. Kalamazoo, Michigan. Okay. City of Durham, North Carolina launched their eviction diversion program in 2017 through a partnership between Legal Aid and North Carolina Durham's Office, Duke Law Civil Justice Clinic, and Durham County Department of Social Services, and the courts. The program provides information to tenants at the start of the eviction process when tenants receive their court summons from the sheriff's office telling them the date of their... They also receive a program flyer instructing them to call DSS for help. A caseworker at DSS then determines the tenant's eligibility for emergency rental assistance and offers them legal aid. Or refers them, not offers them. Refers them to legal aid. The goal of legal representation is to keep the tenant in the current home with a clean rental record. Program attorneys work to establish payment plans with landlord, or if the tenant is unable to return to their previous housing, the attorney negotiates with landlord to convert an eviction into a voluntary move-out agreement. If these avenues fail, then the program seeks to delay the eviction process to give tenants more time to find another housing arrangement. That's why we need to just get rid of landlords, because they can just be like, no, I don't like this person, so we're not allowing them to live in this house. The city should establish an eviction court diversion program. In the county courthouse to address unrepresented tenants as they appear. Additionally, the organization providing the housing services may consider having a case manager located at the courthouse as well. Planning group participants also emphasize the importance and effectiveness of good tenant outreach. Yeah, good tenant was okay. So let's go to here. AI recommends that this program begin in year 1 and 2, possibly as a pilot, by tracking. Okay, so develop policies and procedures for the eviction diversion and mediation program to include client eligibility requirements, eligible services offered, processes for service delivery, distribution methods, and process for outreach. Okay, that's not that bad. Determine initial funding necessary for legal services and services grant. Determine funding sources to target and secure funding. All right. Develop application for legal diversion program and eviction prevention and housing services grant. Hold proposals and determine contractors for both programs. Develop trainings and possibly materials that can be distributed to inform courts, landlords, service providers, and other parties about programs. Okay. That wouldn't be the worst while we have landlords, getting them to be able to, like, hey, look, you can go here for help if you really need it. Or we could just get rid of landlords. I like getting rid of landlords. Develop community outreach materials to inform tenants of services available and right to counsel and determine distribution methods and procedural materials. Okay, cool. Work with public education and community engagement committee. Nice. Yeah, that's a good idea. Work with public education to teach people how to avoid becoming homeless. That's nice. Yeah, teaching people stuff like that. Teaching people life skills that they actually fucking need under a capitalist hellscape. Launch program and track outcomes. Yeah, that... If you launch a program and don't track the outcomes, what the fuck is the point? If necessary, expand eviction, diversion, and mediation program. Yeah, that's probably good. Implementation group, OCU Legal Clinic, Legal Aid, Oklahoma City Housing Authority, COC Lead Agency, OKC Homeless Services, Homeless Alliance, Arnold Family Foundation, Community Care Partners. Cool. So, yeah, that's the last thing. So, alright, so I already read that. Cool. By the way, can you let me know if the music starts echoing? Now, this is a beefy ass fucking document. 7 o'clock. Wait, how long have I been doing this? Hour and 17 minutes. Excellent. You know what? I'm also very interested in seeing if it works here. Not now, go away. Hey, it does. Cool. Just gonna tank my computer's fucking ability to use anything. Whoa. You go over here. And then we open up that. And we hit that right there. Okay. Let's continue going over policy. Hell yeah. So, well, I should probably just leave that going as well. So let's go. I'm going for a fucking hour on YouTube, hour and 20 minutes, and so y'all are way behind over on the Twitch side of things. I have been doing a lot of reading. As you can see here, I have gathered data. And I've still got more reading to do, because I got to go over subsidies and everything. See, this is actually the whole thing about the counting of people and all the data for it's 20 pages. I went ahead and read the summary, gathered data from here, because this is statistics and the results. So that's nice. And this is the whole thing. The numbers are very, numbers are very sporadic. And for our, oh my god. Yeah, see, we don't have the problem nearly as bad as, like, Texas or California. I mean, California's population is like 1,000 times ours, but Jesus. Dude. There. Take that. Okay. This actually makes a lot of sense. Although I'm not entirely sure Yeah. Yeah, they should absolutely... Okay, so this is one of the more important ones, actually. Because, they are there to get people who are being discharged from something, like hospitals, correctional facilities, foster care, stuff like that. And, they're supposed to help them maneuver into transitional stuff. Like, get them into... They help them with, a lot of things, like, mental health care and stuff like that. Or they can. It depends. As well as getting them settled into where they're supposed to, where not where they're supposed to be, but where they are going to be. All right. Daily discharge management. Discharge months in advance and access to financial assistance. Yep. Okay. This actually is. Here's one through the implementation groups. Establish contact with service. Yeah. You okay? Definitely good. Yeah, people. That's a big one with the drug war and stuff. Is people get banned from like subsidized housing now with like sex offenders and stuff. That one's a little bit murky and muddy. Because I'm still not a big fan of the idea of repealing the, you know, the CS uh, abuser, like the child abusers. I don't want them to be anywhere near a school. So I still want those kinds of restrictions in place. So we need to figure stuff out on that end. Holy shit. Yeah, if you guys don't like it, you can leave. I mean, I noticed that every time you show up here, Camel, you try and get me to talk about Syria or Iraq. I don't want to talk about Iraq or Syria right now. I'm gathering information on stuff that's relevant to my area. So, if you don't like it, bye. God damn. I don't know about... Yeah, no, there needs to be communal housing with supportive staff. That should be a thing, for sure. Of course there should be secure funding. What the fuck? Why is that even a question? Sasquatch shaved ice is... Okay, going to Sasquatch. I buy the curbsides. I really like buying those. They really do have some interesting shit in them. Flower shop. Going there. A better way. Alright. Okay. I need to reach out to Co-op Tulsa and Co-op OKC and get them to get in contact with these groups. I'm sure they know about them already. By you people, do you mean Americans, Westerners in general, white people specifically, anarchists? Like, what are you? What are you? Be a little more specific here, Camel. I need to know which group I fall into for that gets you mad. So we can address the issue. Holy fuck. Median household income. Yeah, no. Well, I mean, maybe, but... I need to do a little moderation here. You too. Boom. Okay, get rid of the fucking spam links. Okay, no, with zoning, what we need to do, let's see. What we need to do is we need to have mixed zoning areas where there's like commerce and homes able to be near each other, so that you can have like grocery stores and shit within just walkable distance, and all sorts of little activities and stuff you can do within walk. We need walkable fucking cities. Yeah, I wonder why old people, voters in local elections, which, I mean, I am, older males, older, long-time resident, so old dude homeowners, old rich white dudes probably, go to these meetings. Meanwhile, people who are younger, like me, are working during those fucking meetings. Yeah, okay. Wow, that's fucking weird. Oh, okay. It's actually just a mark on my screen. Wow. I need a new monitor, I guess. Camel. I'm an American by birth. I hate the American government. Anarchist, you know nothing about. I do not actually. I mean, technically, every country that's developed, like America, UK, Sweden, Norway, all the countries that are considered highly developed, live off of other countries' misery. That's the way the supply chains work at the moment. I want them to change. I will reduce my standard of living. Ace, I'll get to you in a second. I would be willing to reduce my standard of living and the standard of living for all Western countries, highly developed capitalist countries, to improve the standard of living in places like Syria and Iran and Egypt and everywhere. All of Latin America, everywhere in South America, all of it. I want more fair trade relations. And by more fair, I mean I really don't even want like markets necessarily. I'm more of an anarcho-syndicalist than I am like just a strict anarchist, but now, Ace, I did critique the mixed bus hotel office development the other day, but not because I figured it was a bad idea to mix the zoning like that, but more, if you had actually paid attention to the video, I critiqued it for the fact that it didn't seem to address a major problem that this state actually does have, which is the homelessness issue. It doesn't address the problem of poor education. Camels from Syria. So my issue was with the state spending large sums of money on an innovation district development for a private company over homelessness or any other fucking major issue that we actually have. Something, brain drain isn't a major issue for this state. It increased a bit over the past couple of years, but there are states with way worse issues, like way worse brain drain than Oklahoma has. We could stand to invest in doing other things infrastructurally. Most people are leaving here not because there's not business opportunity, but because the infrastructure fucking sucks. So we could do other things. Alright. Maybe I just do this over here. Move this up. Boop. Oh my god. Yeah, no, we didn't do Syria very many favors, but Assad has really kind of screwed the country himself. Honestly. Let's go see what the Twitch chat is. Okay. let's go ahead and pop out this chat too. I'm not gonna type. So why the fuck do I need that? Alright. Let's go. Wait, Camel, are you swapping back and forth between two accounts? Talking to yourself? Land banks acquire, manage, and dispose of neglect on days. This helps stabilize neighborhoods and encourage reuse of dominant property. They can be a public or non-profit entity. Okay, yes, they should be a public entity. Connect the land bank to the tax collection and foreclosure system. Local governments typically interact with abandoned properties through tax collection. Owners of abandoned properties often are delinquent or do not pay their taxes, requiring the city to institute a tax lien on the property. Land banks capture profits to manage the abandoned properties with penalties and interest earned on the tax lien or the equity from valuable foreclosed property. Okay, I'm not a big fan of earning profits. Scale the land bank at the city level, or most of it. Junk property was going on. Okay, that's not the worst, I guess. And how about land banks are often scattered throughout communities? I appreciate your critique on it. Not really, it's not affordable. Okay, no. Density, yes, kind of. Affordable housing, which is the actual issue I said. Homelessness, affordable housing. That's not affordable housing. That's going to be ass expensive. Mass transit, it's another bus station. To distribute between the two bus stations, we have the one main bus station where things are routed to. They're making the other one another bus station. It doesn't add more buses, it just distributes the two from one central hub to two different hubs. So it doesn't really increase mass transit. What we could do for that, though, is a form of a monorail that runs various areas around the city. That would be possibly an expensive initial investment, but easily pays for itself in the long term, and reduces our carbon emissions. So we could actually, if we're not putting out so much fucking exhaust from cars all the time, then, we're good. I also think they could do initiatives for biking and stuff like that as a mass transit thing, making biking way easier and more accessible. So it doesn't really address most of the issues. Now, job development, yes, but I didn't really critique that, I didn't really say it as a major issue. I actually specifically said it's not that big of an issue for this state compared to others. So, not really. I'm not really a big fan of it. Is it the worst thing we could be doing? No, there's way worse things we could be doing with that money. But I do think that there are better solutions, which I'm reading about here, actually. It turns out that, little did I know, there's actually a plan to address the homelessness situation. And it could be better, but it's definitely not bad. It's not like it's a bad plan. And we're a little over halfway through it. Or just about halfway through it. it doesn't really create entry-level jobs. Again, like, it's an innovation center. It's to pull people in to do high-level development. It's a tech development center and a a bio lab. Those aren't entry-level jobs, Ace. Having more bus hubs helps me. No. Having more bus hubs doesn't help with biking or walking. Quite a few, and the current programs are not very good. It was just very suspicious that whenever Ace would comment, I'd only have one, and then it would switch back and forth between. Do you know how many? Wait, no. Do you? The hotel's already there. It's gonna be connect. Oh my fucking god. No, that is incorrect. It's an innovation center that's gonna be connecting to. No. Oh my god, Ace. No. You know, I actually don't believe you. So go ahead and explain. How does having more bus hubs for buses help with biking and walking? It helps with buses, mass transit, yes. Not really with the biking and walking. Okay, well, you sell yourself a little short there. And to answer your question about how many homeless people does Oklahoma have, around 10,171. Saying it does is not an explanation. You have bus hubs, okay? They have buses in them. Buses are not bicycles or walking. What helps walking is putting not just job opportunities near transit. A walkable city means you have activities you can do nearby, such as local parks, little community gaming centers, whatever, in walkable distance, along with grocery stores from your house. Easy to walk and gather your things, and to go do activities. That is a walkable city. It is not, well, jobs are near transport areas, so that's a walkable city. No. To make it easier for biking, we need more bike lanes, or maybe tunnels for bikes. More areas for people to walk where it's easy to walk, like good walking paths, closer to place, like more grocery stores and shit. There's a lot that needs to be done for the city to be made walkable. It's not just add in another fucking bus hub. Jesus Christ. So, no, the new development doesn't really create entry-level jobs. So, no, it doesn't make it more walkable. Because grocery. You know how far a grocery store is from the area that's actually being built? It's pretty goddamn far. Like, that's incredibly stupid for a transportation planner to fucking say. I'm glad you solved your problem there, Camel. Okay. Connecting trails to bus hubs might make a city more easy to traverse. However, just building more bus hubs doesn't do it, Ace. What you said previously was bus hubs make it increase the availability of multimodal transportation, which isn't true. Connecting bus hubs with multi-use trails is a different thing than what you had said previously, and does increase multimodal transportation. And yes, I do want to get rid of cars as much as possible. So, your second portion on that, connect the bus hubs with multi-use trails. Yes, that increases multimodal transportation. However, just building additional bus hubs does not do that. So, maybe instead of putting out a half thought on that, put out the full thought. Don't pick and choose little bits of the thought to put out. Because as you can see up here, density mass transit, I mean, it also didn't really do mass transit unless they pull more buses in, which I have not heard of them even thinking about doing. And then just building the transit hub does not make the city more walkable. Both density and jobs next to transit. You didn't say anything about multi-use trails or anything. You just said bus hub make walkable city, which is fucking nonsense. I have to work 68 hours a week to afford your fucking goddamn. But no, I do agree that we need more walkable cities. I know that we need more walkable cities. We need to get rid of cars as much as possible. We need better public transit systems, like a monorail trains and shit like that. We can take like we have a trolley system in downtown Oklahoma City, and it's all right for getting around downtown. That's about it. But we need to expand something like that to. I guess it's technically it's like an electric train thing, but they call it the street car. But we need to do that for more areas in the city. Electric street car type shit. We could have them run up some major roads, up and down major roads. Quite a ways, like they can go pretty far. That would reduce the need for cars, especially if we had a bunch of them, like pretty specifically. Like if we had Okay, so like if we had them on like a few of the main roads, for example, like I'll just choose some main streets. You put one on. If they're scared off by me telling them that they didn't fully state out an idea, then that's on them. They need to actually state everything they're trying to say first. And no, I don't think he actually took off. I think he's in the playback section. He might have left. And if he did, oh well. He didn't lay out his full thought, his full idea on that. He just said bus hub make city more walkable, which is patently stupid. If he was an actual intellectual, he'd be able to handle that and go, oh, I'm sorry, I probably should have laid out the full idea. Not that fucking hard. I'm pretty sure this motherfucker is a troll who was on Facebook trying to troll me. So, either way. But yeah, no, Camel, I would not consider that person intellectual, and also, yeah, I probably did scare them off. My brain is too big for them. They couldn't stand up to my might. You laugh, but I haven't been wrong on, like, anything I've said. At least nothing major. There may be some minor details I've gotten incorrect, but the broader points I make, pretty much unassailable. Oh, fucking hell. This is really long and kind of dense. I'm gonna go see my family. I mean, I was raised in America under a fucking Christian family, so of course I'm gonna go and see them. Not a huge fan of, like, the religious aspect, but it is what it is. I'm agnostic. I'm not necessarily an anti-theist. Yeah, case management is really important shit for, because it's social work. Like, social workers are really valuable. We need them. See, there we go. Camel. Like, I really just, I'm... yeah, pretty much. Food, seeing family that I don't see very often, because, I mean, I'm busy, they're busy, they live a decent distance away from where I live. And I don't want to get into a bunch of arguments with them. Because I love my family. And I don't want to have to deal with some of the dumb shit that they will be saying. I'm definitely gonna need to get up after a little bit, because again, I've been sitting here for almost 2 hours. Yeah. Pretty much everybody does. I post it on my social media. Like, if they look at any of my social media, then they will definitely know I'm an anarchist. Alright. Oh, fuck. Pierce won't enter. Okay. Voluntary. Okay, so they need to open up eligibility on that. Let's see, mobile services team. Oh yeah, no, mobile services would be fucking cool. $36 for every $1 spent. Holy shit. Amazing. So if we do this right, we could actually gain a lot out of doing things like this, right? Emergency temporary shelter, yes. Okay, inclement weather shelter, definitely need that. Expand coordinated entry access in shelters, yes, definitely a thing we also need to do. Alright. Utilization, so, yep, so expand coordinated entry access, yes. Okay, we already talked about that, okay. Transitional age, okay, TAY services. Transitional housing and services for transitional youth. Okay, so people who are... Alright. Lighthouse case management. Okay, so I already know about that. And transportation. Establish a microtransit. Yay. Microtransit specifically for people on housing assistance? Because that expand bus press. Yeah. Alright, so federal transit. Microtransit as an IT-enabled private multi-passenger transportation service that serves passengers using dynamically generated routes. Vehicles can range from large SUVs and vans to shuttle buses. Definitely better if we just have, like, shuttles. Microtransit provides transit-like service on a smaller, more flexible scale. Some communities across the country have implemented microtransit systems to better connect seniors, people with disabilities. Yeah, like the, geezers on wheels or whatever the fuck they call it here. Moving old people 1 mile at a time. Expand bus yes, that's absolutely vital that we just make, like, the bus shouldn't... it should just be paid for by taxes. It should just be a public thing. Funding sources. This is the one that people were saying was a little vague. Oh, wow. Super vague. Okay. And then advocacy is the last bit, which is kind of what I'm doing here. Updated cost of homelessness study. Okay, yep. And it's about expanding. Okay, and then the appendix. We fucking did it, everybody. We got through the entire thing. At least I did. I read it. That was a slog. And I read this too. So that's the homelessness. Let me actually go to here. Boom. Homelessness stats. Boom. Close that notepad. That's cost of living. That's that. And that's that. Okay. Jesus. We made it. I'm going to go on a break. So, enjoy. Ooh, and we're back. And we're back. Alright. Are we still doing Oklahoma stuff? Yes. I don't know why I completely closed out of this. Oklahoma school finance. Oh my fucking god. How many pages is this? 71. Okay. Oh my god. Oh fuck me, this is math shit. I'm so bad at math. The other 10 mills are allowed to support a county government. Technically, the law would allow the excise board to allocate a portion of the 10 mills. It should probably go more to school districts, more than 5 mil. 10 mils should go to school districts, and 5 mils should go to the county. Okay, 5 mils. So we've got 25 mils, 35 mils. 40 mils. 44 mils. Okay, I was thinking from. Okay. It's 20, 35, 39, yeah, 39 mils, and then an additional 5 mils with majority vote. Okay. Oh my fucking god. Okay, what I want to know is the actual fucking numbers. Okay, hold on. So there's nowhere near enough money. We just don't have it. Wait, don't we... Isn't OMMA supposed to go to that? We just need to be dumping more money into schools in like low income areas. Oh my god. Yeah, that's not enough. Pupil waiting, okay. Okay, actually I'm not gonna take any notes on this because this is well above. All I'm seeing is that we need to spend more money here. We need to increase appropriations or like reroute city budget somehow for more funding. And here's all the formulations. Okay. Yeah, all of this is well above my... This is not math that I'm gonna be good with. I would need a person who is more in economics on that. Wow. Okay. So yeah, I'm unable to be able to do much with any of that. Now here we go. Subsidies. Oh. That right there? Fuck 'em. Cut that in half. cut that in half. Cut literally all of these. No, not all of them, but Devon, OG&E, yeah, those two, and Chesapeake, all of those can be sliced down. Yeah, we just need to cut those. Cut the subsidies. Wait, what? That's not what I... Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, we need to do a lot of that. Okay, childcare subsidy. That's a subsidy that we could probably increase. And then the farm subsidy. That's not that much, honestly. This could be changed. Like, this could be cut down and moved over to schools as well. Take $2 billion from that and move it to schools. You've already increased the school funding by like 4 times. Cool. We did it. We did it. You know what time it is? Do you know what time it is? It is officially Real Gamer Hours. Let's go. By Real Gamer Hours, I mean YouTube. Y'all have been great. I appreciate you being here. If you liked what you saw, it's just Oklahoma research stuff. But if you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that like. Throw a sub down on the channel. Leave a comment or whatever, and hit that bell. Cam, will you have yourself a good night? And yeah, just take care, generally. So have a good night, y'all. It's been fun. Come and view me over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/sandwichpants, and you'll be able to see fun gamer time while I do that. I will probably end up taking a break to run off and grab some food. I'm hungry. It's 8 o'clock at night here, and I have not eaten anything for about 8 hours. So, enjoy yourselves, take care, good night.